Here's where the back pain comes in. People go straight from tilt to stand up with very little side bend, and they get into a position of extension in the lower back. See how I'm tilted to the left here? Hey golfers, Tony McMullen, the founder of Smart Golf Academy here. Today I'm going to answer a question. It's a physical question to the swing that I got from one of my clients this past week. The question was, why do I have discomfort in my lower back when I play golf? What causes that? Okay. My answer to that is going to be a generalization, because there's a number of things that can cause that, and I'm going to say right up front, I don't have a degree as a doctor. I'm not a chiropractor. But what I do have is 24 years of experience as a golf instructor, and I've seen a lot of things, I've experienced a lot of things. And so what I'm going to give you is what could be the issue, but it's one that I find to be very prevalent with a lot of players, okay? That's going to help you to understand what can cause that, and then I'm going to give you a fix for it. Before we get to that, real quick, we'd love it if you're not already a subscriber to subscribe to the channel. This is what we do. This is the content that we put out. All kinds of things that range from your golf swing to things that can help you enjoy the game more. And we'd love it if you'd leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. If there's something, we have over 80 videos, almost 2,000 subscribers now. If there's something that we've put out that's helped you to enjoy the game more, let us know. And if there's something you'd like to see, we might be able to make that our next video. Okay? So, on to what causes discomfort in the back. And again, this is a generalization, but I think it applies to a lot of people in the way they play. Our joints, positionally, we can put them in certain positions, and there are names for those positions. So I'm going to use my wrist because it's an easy one to see. If I have my wrist flat like that, if I tilt it down at the wrist, at that joint, that's considered to be flexion. If I level it up and I tilt it up, that is considered to be a position of extension. So flexion, extension. Those are things that we have in the golf swing. Your joints move a variety of different directions and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to the golf swing, we want to have discipline to have them move at the right time in the right direction, the way we need them to move to give us the best chance of success to hit the shot we're trying to hit, okay? Your back, your lower back to be specific, when you swing the club, you're going to have a couple of things going on there. Your hips, for instance, are going to change direction independently of your shoulders. So we've talked about this before. There's a video a couple of months back that we did on how to create this. It's called hip disassociation, or you're taking your hips and making them move without your upper body, okay? So if you hold your golf club out in front of you just like this right here, you should be able to make your hips turn while keeping your shoulders fairly quiet and stable, okay? Well, you are separating your hip movements from your upper body movement. That creates tension on your back and can create some issues, okay? How do we manage that so we get the least amount of discomfort that we can when we're playing golf, okay? Very simply, there are a couple of positions in your setup that you want to think about, all right? So in your golf swing itself, when you set up, you're going to tilt at the waist, okay? And so your upper body is in a position of tilt. Now, if you watch, my backside as I tilt will go that direction. Okay, so I've tilted. So now my weight is properly placed on my feet. The second position that you're going to go through is what we call side bend. So when you go to take the club away, you're going to go tilt. You start swinging, you're going to go into side bend. So side bend is simply this and this. You're going to go side bend to the right, side bend to the left, or actually the opposite, okay? You're going to go through, you're going to cycle through all three of those movements throughout the golf swing. Tilt, side bend, okay? Now here's the catch. If I turn back and I go into side bend immediately as I turn and I just keep going, that's not a good position to hit a golf ball from, because I'm too far outside of the golf ball and my torso has actually gotten outside of my right foot. It's going to be really hard for me to push that direction and hit the ball squarely from that position. So what we have to do there, the best players in the world, they start in tilt, they start turning, and as they turn, they begin to stand up gradually, because then the right shoulder is higher than the left. It's going to look like this right here. We're going to tilt, we go into side bend, we start turning, but we start to stand up slightly, And now, let me turn this way so you can see it. I'm in a good position to hit the golf ball because my torso is still inside of my feet, and it's much easier for me to push to the left. Here's where the back pain comes in. People go straight from tilt to stand up with very little side bend, and they get into a position of extension in the lower back. See how I'm tilted to the left here? Okay, I'm a right-handed golfer. I'm tilted towards the target. From that position right there, I got a problem because now for me to hit the ball, I got to do one of two things. I've either got to go back to the right and then try to go to the left, reverse pivot, or I'm going to try to hit it from there and I'm going to get super steep, and that's not going to work out. Most of those guys hit the ball to the right. Normally they'll hit a slice. Sometimes it's just a straight block, okay? But the big issue there is that they put a whole lot of pressure on their lower back because of the position they're in here. And they're not going to last very long doing that because that's going to get real painful real fast. You're going to have everything from inflammation to some muscle issues and everything else, okay? The correct way, I'm going to say it again, the correct way to make your takeaway should be tilt, and then you go into side bend, but as you're going into side bend, you're letting yourself stand up a little bit. That's a good position right there. Now I can move towards my target and I can turn and I'm going to be okay there, all right? Again, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a chiropractor, but I see this in a lot of my clients, and I see when I go to play golf, I see a lot of people that end up doing this, and it creates all kinds of issues for them. As I said, the fix for it, you're going to let yourself gradually stand up as you turn away. That's going to take some of the pressure off of your back, and it's going to help you to hit the ball better with a lot less discomfort when you play. A couple things you can do, again, that'll help you to strengthen that is if you're able to hold your club out in front of you, put your hands on it like so, and you can get your hips to turn without much help or much movement of your shoulders, then you're able to separate your hip movements from your upper body movement. That's going to help. Anything that you can do to stretch your lower back, any kind of lower back stretches are good. If you go to see a chiropractor, I'm sure they can help you with that, or your golf professional can help you with that, as to know how to swing in a way that's safe for you and help you to enjoy the game more with less discomfort.